In today's video, I thought I'd show you my perfume collection, kind of an updated video on kind of what is what. You can see there's a couple of additions that are new to the collection. I did end up purchasing Acqua di Parma Colonia, the original Colonia, and the other Acqua di Parma I purchased was from the Blue Mediterraneo line, and it is called Arancia de Capri. They're not great in longevity, but they smell really nice. I like them. Really good for hot weather and the summertime. You can see my collection actually is leaning a little bit more on the fresh side, because I used to be more into the dark, kind of darker, more weird fragrances, heavier fragrances. And really this whole half is spring, summer, fresh kind of fragrances, and the darker ones are kind of lesser in number, I would say. So we've got Acqua di Parma here at the front, Rochefort's Fateh Sultan Mehmed, which is, you could wear in the spring and summer. It's kind of a soapy, incensey floral, I would say. Very unisex. In fact, I'd say most of these fragrances are completely unisex. Masque Milano Love Kills is a bright, fresh, watery kind of rose. It goes into a little bit of an ashy dry down, but a very clean, very crisp rose, which is very nice. Dusita Splend Iris, that was gifted to me from the brand. Pisara wanted me to have or pick a favourite from the brand after we did an interview together on the live stream, and this is my favourite from the brand. Splend Iris is a beautiful, clean, almost violet-y iris perfume. This one was sent to me for review. I've not reviewed it yet. It's called Andbar by Dixit and Zach. It's subtle, it's mellow, but I'm enjoying it. It's quite nice. I think very good as well for spring and summer. At the back here we've got Atelier Cologne Pomelo Paradis. I've only got a little bit left, and the replacement for that when that one is finished is this one. Same brand, Clementine California. A beautiful kind of clementine mandarin orange kind of note, which has a slightly kind of creamy lotion kind of dry down, almost I wouldn't say suntan lotion, but more like a moisturizing cream. This is the only designer in my collection, Dior Homme Cologne. Beautiful, fresh, crisp citrus and clean musk. The only trouble is it does not last more than sort of maybe an hour or two at the most. The other fresh kind of summertime fragrance I would say would be this one, Rochefort's Colonia. This is really nice. It does have a slightly irisy vibe, but iris is not a note in the perfume. It's kind of an illusory note. But I did a full review if you want to hear more. I don't think it's available anymore, but it's really nice. I enjoy it. This is a splash-on bottle, which I decanted into one of my own bottles so I could spray it, so I actually keep that here and keep it kind of off at the side. Moving on to the other side of the shelf is more the darker kind of fragrances. So the first one would be Bojnikov's Purple Hat by Fortin Manley. This is lavender with a kind of a slightly funky oud in the opening, which is quite nice. A little bit kind of goat's hairy. And then it goes into this lovely kind of dark, kind of chocolate cocoa kind of accord with mix of like cedar and oud. So it's very woody, a little bit sweet, dry. Not overly gourmand or overly sweet. The chocolate note is kind of a little bit darker, and it mixes really nicely with the oud and the cedar, and the lavender acts as more of a kind of a top note, but really nice. Moving on, we've got Amouage Lyric Man, which if I was going to split them in kind of when you would wear them and kind of season, that would be on this side. I consider this more spring, summer kind of fragrance. Easily wear it in the hot weather. It's a beautiful kind of slightly spiced but kind of soapy rose. To me it smells a little bit like rose scented lotion, but really nice, completely unisex despite it being Amouage Man, Lyric Man. This is definitely very easy to wear for a woman. In fact, a woman would smell fantastic with this. But yeah, very nice for the hot weather too. Next is by Kilian Sacred Wood. This is the older bottle. I have smelled the new one when I went to Manchester last week, and it is very close. It's very similar, the one with the gold plate and the gold lid. I sprayed it on and it didn't seem to be as strong. This seems to be stronger. My old version seems to last longer and be a little bit stronger. The new version seems to be a little bit kind of watered down, if anything. But the smell is very similar. It's a more synthetic sandalwood, so if you want more realistic sandalwood, then, you know, don't go in that direction. It's along a similar kind of vein to Tam Dao by Diptyque. Personally, I prefer this one. The new one is fine, but maybe the performance wasn't quite as good. That's my only kind of critique on the new one, but the smell is very close. The next one, Creed Royal Oud. Usually I put a bit of a dint in that. Kind of everyone kind of knows what this smells like. A little bit green, peppery kind of cedar. There's a kind of a galbanum kind of note in there, which gives it kind of this slightly kind of green accord. In the back of this row is Kazimi, which is probably my favourite rose fragrance. It's the most masculine rose, dark, spicy, woody. There's mixtures of woods and oud and all sorts of things in there. Slight incensey like accord, and then into this kind of deep, dark, spicy, woody rose. Very, very good. Very unisex. A woman would smell beautiful, incredible with that. But yeah, more easy for a man to wear than some other rose perfumes, with it having darkness and depth and spice. The only other one that I have from Matriarch now is Devotion. This is a very nice incensey kind of fragrance. This has a slightly green top note of cannabis oil into a resinous, spicy kind of incense fragrance, very natural incense, and yeah, very good. My other favourite from the brand was Madrona, which was a beautiful lavender fragrance with the vetiver, but I used the whole bottle, I haven't got any left now. Next to the Matriarch at the back is Lita by Bogwai, or Bogue, I don't know how you pronounce it to be honest, but Lita was done in collaboration with a band called Duo. The band manager emailed me and wanted me to review it and check it out, and wanted me to have a bottle. And so we actually did a swap, because I don't really like accepting free bottles in general. But Lita, we swapped basically, so I gave him a free bottle of Chambeau from my own Centauri brand, and he gave me Lita. Very interesting, kind of a smoky floral with almost a plasticky vinyl record kind of accord, with this slightly burned caramel-like vanilla tone to it. It's quite interesting. Similarities with T-Rex by Zoologist, who was done by the same perfumer. The last one is Abel Pink Iris, which is a miniature bottle. This is a slightly candied violet-like iris, and it's 100% natural. This is the only one I've got from Abel. I used all the others up. I actually wore them all fully, and now there's none left, so this is all I've got. There are fragrances that used to be in my collection that I have either sold or given away. So for example, Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Oud Satin Mood I used to have. Beautiful, gorgeous, kind of sweetened rose. I gifted that to my sister to finish off the bottle. There's only a little bit left at the bottom, so that's hers now. I also had Xerjoff Ivory Roots, which is a spicy vanilla sandalwood. And I found I didn't really wear vanilla very often, even though I like it a lot. I just don't tend to wear it. So I gave that to my sister. My sister's inherited a few perfumes from me. If I miss any, then apologies, but I gave her quite a few different perfumes. I gifted my mother Lune Feline by Atelier des Ors. That was also given to me for review, and I passed that on to my mother because she really liked that one. That's an interesting kind of, a little bit kind of more resinous-y, smoky vanilla. If you're watching this and you're wondering, where is Tuscan Leather? I sold it to Rich Mitch, probably for cheaper than I should have done. But never mind, he got himself a bargain. So he's got a vintage Tuscan leather that was purchased about 8 years ago. Basically I went through a non-attachment phase in my life, and I just sold all my favourite fragrances pretty much. So a lot of them I put on eBay, like Cape Heartache Imaginary Authors, things like that. So if there's any missing that you heard me talk about in the past, I sold them on eBay. That is it for what is on the shelf. I have Oud Mon Chéri, which was sent to me for review. That is not on the shelf because I need to test it. I've also got, temporarily, Emperor's Court. That was sent to me free for review, and I reviewed it, and I'm going to pass it on to another reviewer. I'm sending this one to Ramsey in America. If you've not checked out his channel, look him up. He's very good. And so Ramsey will be having this one in the next couple of weeks. Oud Mon Chéri I will also give away, probably to one of my subscribers. Amber I'll probably keep for myself because I like that. Not that I don't like the others, but I like to give things away when they're given to me. I'm not into kind of hoarding things that are given. I'd rather buy my own stuff in general. I have small things like Fort's Last of the Agar, which is a beautiful oud. This was actually sent to me for review, which was insane, so I gave half of it away to my subscribers to share the wealth, but beautiful stuff. There's a few miniatures on the top there, like Chanel Coromandel, Gris Montagne by Christian Dior, a couple of miniature towers, Le Air du Desert Marocain and Une Rose de Kandahar. Don't really wear the towers, to be honest, but they're more as a reference. At the moment, that is my entire perfume collection. That is all that is here. I never want to have more than this, so to speak, like on this shelf. If I can't fit it on a shelf, I should not have it, basically. I need to sell things. For me, this is actually too much. This is over the top, because this will last me until I'm like 70 years old, probably. So I think this is OTT. I'm never going to be a reviewer that has thousands of perfume bottles behind them, or hundreds, or even 50 bottles. It's just not going to happen. Let's count them, shall we? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 full bottles with one miniature kind of 15ml. So that's my collection, and obviously the ones that I'm giving away I've not included. I can see that my taste has changed a little bit more into these kind of fresher, clean, almost, I guess, spring, summertime fragrances, but really you can wear them any time of year. I just like the more cleaner, a little bit more simplistic, uplifting kind of fragrances that make you feel a little bit happy. That's what I get from the Acqua di Parmas. They're a little bit joyful and clean, and, you know, I don't always want to smell like dark and brooding. I like something a little bit uplifting, which that kind of side of things gives for me, and I seem to be appreciating more and more as I get older. And like I say, Lyric Man would fall into that category, Colonia would also fall into that category, so that would be two more on that side, so to speak. So really, I would say my spring, summer fresh kind of fragrances are definitely outnumbering the heavier, darker winter ones at the moment. That's it. I just thought I'd update you on the collection, and yeah, we've got loads of samples coming recently. I've got samples of Boadicea the Victorious, I've got samples of Maison Margiela replica line, I've got samples of James Healy, so lots to look forward to. I will do another video on Friday. Hope you enjoyed having a look at my bookcase, and I will see you soon with some more videos to get everyone. Bye!